Hi YouTube, and welcome to another video. This is going to be a little quick video of a couple of makes that I made just now and something that I made yesterday, last night. So let's get to the word of the Lord. The word of the Lord is coming from me and my husband's couple's devotional book, and it says, live as free men, live as servants of God. 1 Peter 2:16 from the NIV version of the Bible. And I just wanted to show you this little elephant that I made. I made this elephant last night. It was a quick little make, but it's supposed to have been made out of, let me see if I can find it. I started it in, it called for fine weight yarn, but I wasn't doing no fine weight yarn because it's a mini. I got it from the mini amigurumi card deck. It's the little elephant right here. But it used it, if you can see, it used a worsted weight yarn. So I started it in worsted weight yarn, and this is how small, this is the body. This is how small it would have been. But I could not work with that worsted weight yarn with that little hook because I'm not a little hook type of person. So I switched it to working with this, which is Posh. And I got this from, I think, Joann's quite a while ago. I don't think I have the ball band over here. But that was some Posh yarn that I got. I think it was light gray, Earl gray or something like that. But this is the little amigurumi, and you have to make the head is made with starting with the trunk, and that was kind of difficult because it was only like about maybe 4 or 5 stitches. Then you had to do that for like 8 or 9 rounds. And then you started with the head and you made that bigger, but the body is separate because this is the body. But you know, I'd use this yarn. This was the body, and then you had to make the head, the trunk and the head made together. You make the ears, and then you make the 4 little legs. Tedious. And then you have to sew everything onto it. So the only thing that probably could have been sewed in maybe was the ears, maybe the way you closed off the ears, maybe you could have sewed them in. I'm not really sure how to manipulate patterns and stuff yet, but my trunk was really, really long, and I didn't like how long it was, so I tacked it. I tacked it with some stitches there. And then the safety eye, I did my glue method, but they're in there. I glued them in there because I always stick my glue gun down into the hole, and then I'll fill the hole with glue, and then I'll take my eyes and twirl it around so it'll get glue on the back of it, and then the glue will stick to the yarn as well. So that's how I did my safety eyes, but I really like how it came out. I'm not really a sewer kind of girl, but I had to end up sewing all of these pieces together. And I think it all came out really, really good, except for this arm over here. I think it's kind of like off to the side a little bit, but it will sit up. And then for the tail, it did the tail differently, but I just surface crocheted the tail in there. So what I did was I just finished it. I stuck my needle in there. I think I chained 7, and then I just went back down the chain with a single crochet, and then I just kind of twisted the tail up until it was kind of like how I wanted it. But I really like how this came out, and I will make more animals in that book. Excuse me, I just need to find different yarns. So there's a koala, I think, in there that uses gray yarn too. So I'll probably do another gray project since I already have the gray yarn out, and I really like Posh, and I don't have a lot of that because I never used that before Joann's went out of business. And when they start going out of business, I did pick up a few skeins, but not very many. So I guess I'll have to look at Michael's to see, because I think they sell it, but it's repackaged as Baby Bear. But yeah, I really like my little elephant, and he does sit up. So, you know, he sit up on his little funny little leg, but he sits up. And then the other project that I made, and I just finished making this one just now, but I really love it. I love the color and everything. Okay, so I made this, and this is a drawstring backpack. And I really like it. The only thing I don't like about it is the handles that I use. These are clotheslines that I've just found in my stash in there from, I was gonna make a jelly roll rug, and I think, or a jelly roll purse, But I have a lot of yarn and stuff like this. So I mean, a lot of clothesline. That's what it is. It's just clothesline because I used to hang my clothes out in the backyard. Before my husband got the concrete done in the backyard, I used to hang my clothes out there. And so whenever we would run out of clothesline, or the clothesline would rot from being out there for so many years or getting wet and damaged or whatever, I just give my husband some of my clothesline. But I still have like 4 or 5 of these clotheslines in my crafting stash. So, but I'm gonna get some paracord or something like that. I'm gonna get something else for the strings because I really don't like these white strings. I want to get something colored, or either I'm going to take and make my own. I'm going to take and make my own string with the fabric. And these are 2 different fabrics. This one fabric at the top, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got that at Joann's when they were going out of business. And then this fabric I got recently in a haul from Walmart. They were clearancing out fabrics. I think this was like one of those 1-yard bundles that I got for like $1.50, and I ended up getting 2 of them. So I really, really like how that came out. And I followed the tutorial that I followed to make this bag. It's by Shabby Fabrics, and the tutorial is like 11 years ago. But one of the things that I did notice in her, on her bag in the background, it looked like the fabric up here looked like it was more. So it looked like it might have been like 4 inches, because this one she tells you to cut it at 3 inches, and then you sew 2 pieces together. So you cut all the fabrics at the same time, because this is the lining, this is the inside. So you cut them all at the same time. The bag you cut to 14 by 15. So it's 14 this way, 15 this way. And then the fabric at the top, she cut hers out of what she had, because she used 4 different fat quarters. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted mine to all be uniform. So I got some other fabric, but she cut it 13 by 3 by 13. So, and then she had you to sew it, sew the 2 sides, the top, and then another side, and leave the bottom side open. But I think hers is more. I don't think it's just this little bit, because hers seemed like it was like maybe about 4 inches of fabric for her, that her drawstring went through on the background fabric. So I'll have to go back and look at the tutorial. But it's Shabby Fabric drawstring, fat quarter drawstring backpack. But I really, really like how it came out. My husband, he liked how it came out as well, but I just don't like the handle. So I got to get some paracord, colored paracord, or I have to make my own handles with the fabric. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. And I made myself an earring wall, but I'll show you that in another video. It's just something to put the wire earrings in, the ones that I done in my last couple of tutorials. But yeah, so that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. You have an awesome and an amazing day. Be blessed, my friends. Bye.